Hi everybody, it's Elisa Murray with Living Your Sweet Life, and today we're going to talk about beets. I have so many ways to make beets. I'm going to start in here by pulling up our beets, and these guys have been in the ground for several months, and I'm going to take them to the kitchen and I'm going to show you how to save every bit of this. All of this is food. You can use the stalks in salads and pickles. You can dry these and make beet powders to use in the winter in your smoothies. And I'm going to show you how to do Brian's favorite, pickled beets. Hi everybody, so we just came in from the garden, and it's been a day, but I wanted to go over a couple of different things with you about just the beets in general in terms of prepping. So the first thing is you're going to probably not know what to do with these greens. Most people throw them away. I've seen so many people at the grocery store just rip them off and stick them in a bag and then let these just stay. It's just wasteful. This stuff can be used for salads, it can be used for soups, it can be used in sautés, it can even be put in your compost. So you never want to throw anything away. The thing that I love the most about beets is that they're so versatile. There's so many things that you can do with beets. But the most important thing that all of the different recipes require, no matter what you're doing with them, is you have to prep them properly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wash the beets and get the dirt out of them. And don't worry about cracks and stuff like that. Don't even worry about these little roots and stuff like that. Everything in that is going to be taken out whenever you get done boiling them. And then what you want to do so that they don't bleed on you, which is what a lot of people don't like, is you're going to want to use scissors to cut off so that you don't slice them. If you slice them, then they're going to want to leak all of the juice, and then you're going to have red hands and dyed up hands for, at least a day or so. So I like to pull off a little bit of these guys, just kind of get them clean and stick them in water. And you just do that, go through that whole process of where you just clipped them and stuck them in the water and gotten them cleaned off. And then I'm going to show you how to boil them so that the skin will just pull right off. This year, these beets that I have right now that we just pulled out of the garden, these guys have been in the ground for probably about 4 months. And in Texas, it's really cool because in Texas, we're able to actually grow so many things year round. I really always have beets growing at any time in the garden. What I try to do is when I pull some beets, I try to plant some beet seeds. And I don't know if you know it or not, we'll do this in another episode, but you can actually pull those little tiny beet roots, little sprouts as they're coming up, and sprinkle them in your macaroni and cheese. You can sprinkle them in your pastas, and they're delicious. Beets are just so wonderful. There's so many things about them that you can do just about anything with them. But these particular beets right here have been in the ground for about 4 months. And I've got little baby seedlings coming up in another bed that I planted about 2 weeks ago. So what's nice too about pickling them is, Brian just loves pickled beets. He's eating pickled beets. He'll eat pickled beets for breakfast. And so if you've got somebody in your family that is low with their iron, if you have been told that you're supposed to take an iron supplement, anytime that you've got anything that you need to have more iron, beets are a wonderful source of iron. Obviously, I'm no doctor, but I'm just telling you, some of the most wonderful ways to take care of your body is by just eating healthy foods, and beets are one of the most healthiest vegetables that you can consume. And they're so easy. They're not a hard vegetable to grow. Broccoli's harder to do. Sometimes the little bunny rabbits get your broccoli, and sometimes they get your lettuces, but even our deer that are out here where I am in Texas, they won't touch these beets. So you can grow beets year round and you don't have to worry about critters getting on them. These greens are gorgeous too. And somebody snuck in there and another seed from the seed pack. Sometimes that happens too, guys. You'll put a seed pack in the ground and there's multiple colors of beets. I thought all of these guys were going to be the red variety, but when you pull them out, You also see the difference between this one and this one. These all went in at the same time. It's time to harvest it, but look at the difference between this one and this one. They'll both be good. Probably would use this more in a salad and cut this one up and put this in like a jar with the pickled spices. We're going to go over that in a different episode on pickling, canning. I mainly just want you to really see how to get these guys prepped from the garden because it's a big job. It's not something that you just pull out of the ground and pop in a salad. Most of the time you have to do some prep work with everything, but beets in particular, they need to cook for a good long while before you can peel them. And they'll peel real easy once you get them cooked, but it's a project. It's an afternoon. It's for sure not something that you're going to go out in the yard and be eating in the next 30 minutes. Unless, I take that back, unless you want to shave them. You can put them in a food processor and shave them down and have raw beets like julienne in your salad. That would work. But almost everything else that I've ever done with beets has involved having to cook them. And that takes a little bit of time. We're almost there, guys. Okay, so check this out. They're all in there. And I'm going to put them on the stove and let them boil. And then those skins that are all on the outside that are hard and tough, they're going to all just peel right off. I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. All right, now everybody, we've had all these beets in the water and they've been boiling for about an hour. And I'm getting ready to take them and cool them down and peel them. Show you how to peel them up. And I want you to see how easy they are to peel. They just come right off. And you want to get the skins off of them. That little root we talked about that, comes from being in the garden with them and not picking them up at the grocery store, just falls right off. Everything just comes right off of it. And what doesn't come off of it, you can just cut off with your knife because you're getting ready to go ahead and dice them up and get them ready for everything that we're going to be using them for, the salads and the canning process. And so what we've done to review is we've gone in and we have picked the beets from the garden, and we have taken the stalks and saved some of those, and we've also put some of them in the compost pile. Isn't that beautiful? Look at these gorgeous beets. These guys I went ahead and peeled over for you so that you could see how they're just easy. The skin just comes right off. And then we took those leaves and we made a salad, and we also sauteed them, and you can see those links down below. In our beet series, there's multiple things that I'm doing with the beets. And so as I add them, you'll be able to see them there as well. And so the most important thing to remember is when you get started doing beets, you're going to need to make sure that you've got plenty of time to let them grow, because the longer they're in there, the bigger they are. These guys have been in my garden for about 4 months, if you recall, and they're just lovely. They really are just lovely. It's Elisa Murray with Living Your Sweet Life.